little bit of gunk on there, and that's to be expected. It's nothing to be concerned about. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So for today's video, we're back at the good people here at Club 23, and the lighting is messing with me. We're back at the good people here at Club 23, which we introduced you the previous time. And what we're going to do today is drain and refill our diff oil on this car. Now this particular car comes with what we refer to as a limited slip diff, and you can see it's quite a high performance unit on account of the cooling that's going on at the back over here. Just a couple of things here. So if you look at the diff, this is typically what it looks like. I'll explain just now why you need a diff. In fact, we'll see if we can get a hold of Jock for this, or maybe of Donnie. This is the drain plug. Now remember the last time when we talked about these things, you also need to locate the filler plug, which, if I can get into the picture, that's the filler plug over here. It's extremely important to remove the filler plug first. Don't drain oil out of a car, out of anything like a diff or a gearbox, unless you know that you're going to be able to get the oil back into that stuff. But anyway guys, let's get on with this. Okay, and Donnie removed the filler plug loose for us there very quickly, using the appropriate tools obviously. And now he's going to take out the filler plug. And that's what the filler plug looks like. Oh, that's nothing special, sorry. That's nothing special over there. And then we're going to remove the drain plug just now, and we'll show you the magnetic thing on there and what that drain plug looks like. Now, to just give you an idea, it's been a good 90,000 odd kilometers, 80,000 kilometers since the diff oil has been changed on this car. So this is a good indication of what it looks like. And remember guys, we're using tools and stuff here, like for instance this little bucket, because we're trying to make it as close to what you will do at home as possible. And you don't have all the fancy stuff at home necessarily. So again, the car is at temperature. We've driven it around for a little bit. That means that the oil is quite thin when it comes out of there. And there you can see the oil running out. And it actually looks pretty decent, eh, Donnie?
Yes.
Right. And if I can just focus on the filler plug here, what do you see? Is there anything on there?
Tiny bit of virtually nothing.
Yeah, a little bit of gunk on there, and that's to be expected. It's nothing to be concerned about.
Meanwhile,
Lucky are we? How's it, Jock?
How's it?
Lekker, man. We're changing some diff oil today. Jock, I was wondering, what is a diff and why do I need one?
The diff, or differential as in the old terms, or the full word, is a device in the rear of your car or the front if you've got a four-wheel drive system. So what will happen, the vehicle will put power on both rear wheels, but when you turn to the left or to the right, the wheel on the inside of your turn turns slower than the wheel on the outside. So the wheel on the outside must actually turn faster than the inside wheel.
So at a different speed, basically.
At a different speed, yes. Yeah. So that's what a differential does. It gives you the ability for the two rear wheels to turn at different speeds, but the engine can apply the same amount of power to both wheels with the wheels turning at different speed. And that's basically what a differential does. Now, the guys that do drifting, they normally don't have differentials in the rear of their car. They weld it up. So the two rear wheels turn at the same speed, and that actually causes the back of the vehicle to step out faster. Then I think like this vehicle, the 370's got a limited slip diff. So you will have a differential that will distribute the power to the two wheels at different speed up to a certain amount of power, and then it will actually lock up from there and give you power on both wheels.
And that's why it's so nice to get this car sideways. And we don't do that.
No, never.
Never.
So that is basically in very short what a differential is.
So when I have a 4x4 application and there's diff lock on there, what does that mean?
So basically, if you're in a 4x4 situation and you get what they call a cross axle, so what happens is normally your front left and front rear right wheel lifts up, and that causes your left rear and right rear to actually lift from the ground. Because we can apply power to the rear and they can turn at different speeds, all your power will go out into the one wheel that's lifted from the ground. So a diff lock is basically a button that you press, you get hydraulics and you get electronic diff locks, but it's a gear that actually just kicks in and distributes the power to the two rear wheels evenly. So it will do the same amount of power to both wheels, so even though one wheel is lifted up, both wheels will turn at the same speed.
So I can still get power on that wheel that's touching the ground despite the fact that its mate is up in the air.
That's it. That's exactly what it is. Now people got very clever these days with some of these vehicles like the new X5s and so on. They don't use the differential anymore as diff lock. They actually use your ABS sensors, because every wheel's got an ABS sensor. And as soon as you're in this 4x4 mode and one of the wheel lifts, the ABS brake actually kicks in to brake the wheel that's lifting up, and that forces the power to the wheel that's on the ground.
The Germans are clever, eh?
Yeah, very clever. But that's, in short, that's what a differential is.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Right, so with all the oil out of the diff, and you can see that because it's not dripping anymore. Okay, it's a little drop, man. We can now replace the drain cap, and then through the filler cap up here with the squeegee bottles, we're going to fill up, I think it's 1.7 or 1.9 liters of oil. The rule of thumb here is the car needs to be as level as possible, and to fill up until the oil starts running out of the filler hole over here. Then you know that's sufficient amount of oil and you don't have to concern about it. So no dipstick or anything of that application, it's purely scientific.
Just then.
Right, opening the bottle, take off the seal to make sure that it's a brand new bottle of oil and you're buying the right stuff. And then of course you just pull up on the neck, which reveals quite a long filler spout. And you need that because you need to get that into the filler portion of the diff to be able to do this. You just literally squeeze the oil into there. And it's simply just the process of getting the little spout into the filler position over there, and then keep on putting, well, there we go, is that running out? And it's running out. So that means that this diff is now full. And we can now replace the filler cap knowing that, that we sorted. And that is literally how easy it is to replace your diff oil on any car. It is really not a specialized job, although if you're like me and you subscribe very heavily to the concept of DIY, as in don't involve yourself, then on cars like these that's got ultra high performance, you might want to take it to a workshop. However, if you're going to buy a car that you need to maintain yourself, that you need to keep on the road, there's nothing to this. It is as simple as that to replace diff oil.